Good afternoon and welcome to the Coltrane Conservatory of the Arts. My name is Joe Pace III. I will be speaking with you over the next 25 minutes or so regarding our programming at the Coltrane Conservatory of the Arts. Our phone number is 773-891-1875, and you can also reach us here at the station at 312-738-1060. Now we're going to be talking about our programs on today. If you have something you would like to talk about or a question you would like to ask about our programming, please feel free to call us and we'll be more than happy to explain things to you. Now, some of you have been calling. You saw us on last week, and you've been calling asking about our programs, and that's a good thing. Some people are calling and coming in for a free assessment. Other people are calling to ask about some of the other programs we have. As some of you know already that we do tutoring in math and English, and we come here from our facility. And sometimes we are tired, and I think I'm tired today too. But the bottom line, though, is we are a service to the community. We are a non-for-profit, and we are here for you, the people in Woodlawn and surrounding areas, and even we have quite a few students from the west side. So if you're on the west side and you're willing to travel so you can get involved with very good programming, then give us a call and we'll set you all up to come in. As some of you know, we do quite a few lessons in different instruments. We do lessons in different instruments. We do lessons in piano, drumming, saxophone, and even alto saxophone, soprano saxophone, and tenor saxophone. We also have lessons in the trumpet. And then we can even do baritone and bass horn. Some of you may have children who are in school and they want to learn more about playing an instrument. And so what they're doing is having to not get involved because of the fact that they don't have anywhere to get involved. As you know, in many cases, the music has been taken out of the public school system now, and you can't get it anywhere, you know. And when you go to some places, it costs you so much. Woo! Gee whiz. No offense to the north side, but especially to the north side. I mean, you can really get into some high prices for music lessons on the north side. At any rate, we pride ourselves in doing a real good job to get you going. And we have students that will back that up. We have 2 recitals every year. And you need to come out to one of them. We got another one coming up in July. And this one is going to be just absolutely spectacular, just like the last one. We have youngsters from 6, 7 years all the way up to adults who are retired and just decided that they're going to go back and learn how to play an instrument. And they picked up the phone and gave us a call. We invited them in for a free assessment. Now remember that you can come in and get a free assessment, and once you get a free assessment, we'll break things down and let you know how things work over there. But one thing about it, I can tell you this much. Don't be shy about it, because we have, I don't know anybody, any place you can go and get music lessons as you can come to our place and get music lessons under the same program. I don't know anywhere in the city of Chicago. South, west, east, north, I don't know anywhere where anybody can go and really learn how to play an instrument. I'm not talking about where you come in and you can play Mary Had a Little Lamb or something of that nature. I'm talking about where you're going to be playing tunes like Scarborough Fair, and Green Leaf, along with songs from people like Scott Joplin, the entertainer, and you all have heard some of these. Some of you have heard these. Over the Rainbow, At Last, and some of you out there probably know that. I think Donna Washington made that very popular. But these are songs in our songbook, and our students play these songs. So we're not talking about Mary Had a Little Lamb or songs along that line. We're talking about real songs that you'll learn how to play. Now, you won't start playing the entertainer naturally. You got to work yourself up to that point. But you'll get to the point where you'll be able to play that, and you'll be able to play it well. And my job there, I'm one of the instructors as well as the director of the program, of the facility, the entire facility. But most of us teach more than one instrument. For example, I teach drums, and that includes the drum set. I also teach piano and trumpet. I teach all the brass instruments. And then we have instructors there who teach saxophone, all the saxophones, tenor saxophone, alto saxophone, soprano saxophone. And we have them there who teach guitars, bass guitars, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, okay? Flutes and different things of that nature. So you might want to go back and start learning how to play an instrument. We had a gentleman, maybe he's listening today, who brought his daughter in on the other day, and she's almost like a natural. She's 18. She really looks like she's about 15. He said, no, I said she's 18, and I was talking to him, and he said, no. Said, talk with her because she is an adult now, and she's going to be paying for this. This young lady works in a dental office, and seems like she's really got herself together, and her father is encouraging her to take responsibility for some of the things in her life. And he came in and brought her with him. He wants himself to play the I believe it's the alto saxophone or the tenor saxophone one. Okay. But the bottom line is many of you are sitting out there now, and you have children, you have grandchildren. They're doing absolutely nothing but playing games. Okay? Some of them play games from sun up to sundown. I mean video games. And when they're not playing video games, they're playing other games, baseball, basketball. How are you going to raise a child and all he's doing is playing games? You can't raise anybody like that, just playing games all the time. You got to get them involved in something. And many times when our children go wrong, we're first to say, oh, this generation of young people have just gone wild. But we have to really take a look at who's training them up. I heard somewhere somebody said, train up a child in the way that he or she should go. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. And part of that training is getting them involved with good programming. And I've been talking on here for now 2 years. And I know a lot of you have heard me before, and you want to get up and do something. But let me say this right here, and don't be offended, because all of us are like that. Human beings are inherently lazy, okay? That's a fact. And we have to push ourselves all the time to do something, especially something productive. Most people don't have to push themselves to go out and buy beer and drink and have a good time. Must be on his or herself, and I mean on his or herself, more than pushing, encouraging, and demanding that they do things. And when a human being is like this, they get things done, okay? Now, youngsters, and they need to be motivated and inspired by their parents, their grandparents, their aunts and uncles, and their school teachers, their church people, and anyone who will take the time to say something positive, to say something of awareness, to them. This is where we are now. And there's something called, somebody said that it takes a village to raise a child. So everybody's responsible. Many of you out there, when I grew up, people in the community would watch things and whatnot, and if something went wrong, they would contact somebody or call somebody or do something. And nowadays, people are not doing that, and that's why the young people in large parts have lost direction because adults are not taking responsibility in the way that they should be taking responsibility. And so if you show me a child that's gone bad in most cases, now that's not all cases. I've seen some situations where people just didn't get it, where young people, older people also just didn't get it. But for the most part, we are a product of our environment. And the first environment is, of course, the home. And if you have some training in the home, it's likely going to benefit those young people when they go out into the world. It's not like you can be trained up in all these good values and certainly just go totally and completely against them. So, get up off the couch, on Saturday morning and bring your, or decide you're going to invest in in your children and grandchildren. And you don't want to, in other words, we don't want to lose anybody. I read and hear about too many things happening, especially on the south and west side of Chicago. And somebody was saying that Donald Trump should close his mouth or do something. Because Donald Trump has been talking about all the violence that's going on in our communities. Because the kids have nothing to do but just get involved with that type of stuff. So what I'm saying to you tonight is that Donald Trump, the president, at least he has the issue in the news, on the topic list, I mean, who's had it on the topic list? I don't think anybody has had it on the topic list. I don't think Obama even had it on the topic list. And he's from Chicago. And I don't want to get into politics. That's not my expertise. But I do know that all of us have to be concerned about the next generation of leadership, the next generation of parents and grandparents in this country. And of course, when we see so many things happening, so much bloodshed, so much needless violence and crime going on, we all need to be speaking out. And we all need to be happy if anybody brings this up. Okay? Because that means that if somebody brings it up, well, we're looking for somebody to do something about it. If they bring it up, let's do something. We're not going to just bring it up and just, okay, I brought it up, And people talk about, it's my last little hit on this politics, but I hear this stuff and I wonder about it. People talk about, I think Donald Trump had said that he was going to send federal troops here. I doubt that if he's going to send federal troops. But it might scare a few of these guns out of people's hands. It may scare a few people in a, you might say, inverted way. It may save a few people's lives. And if we can save one child, one adult, from being murdered, I just don't understand how somebody can just shoot another human being. as though they have just popped a fly or something, and be okay with that. I just do not understand that. But anyway, let's get back to our young or old. I don't understand it. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous, and it's sad too. So you better get your child out here, into something positive, and don't think that just see. A lot of people think, well, I can suppress, well, I can sort of hide the child away. Don't let them go this way. Don't let them go that way. Don't do this. Don't do that. Just stay in the house all the time. And you really can get into trouble doing that. You have to have a sensible routine for your child, for your grandchild. And you have to, at some point, show that you have some confidence in them. No one, you can't lock your children up like that. They're going to turn into something that you will not be happy about. But what you can do is get them involved in positive programming in your own community. You see, you can do that, especially if it's available. And this is available in your own community. And some people need to start looking in the mirror at themselves, and saying, and stop blaming, all of these kids don't know what they're doing. They have no experience. How could you know what you're doing if you're walking around selling crack cocaine for $10 a bag, out of which you are given $3 or 30%? And you are endangering your life in so many ways. If you're on somebody else's territory, you could get shot and killed, Or even if you're not, if they just they're not happy with your group, someone could drive by and shoot you dead. And then the police, they catch you with that crack cocaine, and some of our boys are being given more time as if they had murdered somebody. And that's a fact, Here you are, 17, 18 years old, and some judge gives you 20, 25 years because you got caught with some crack cocaine in the wrong place. I mean, your life is just about ruined. It's not ruined because you can even come back from that, okay? You can get out of the street and you can do something with your life, even at that point. But the bottom line, why would somebody put themselves in that position? Okay, you can't make that much money. I see some of these little boys on the corners and they look awful. They just look awful, And they're not making that much. And then the older people who have them out there, the older gangsters and the older bums, I like to call them bums, they're the ones getting the money and driving the fancy cars, and many of them live out in the suburbs, the black ones and the white ones too. Because these drugs and things are being brought in by cartels, and these people, they bring it in by the boatloads and the airplane loads. And those people are making hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars on it. And then it finally trickles down to some little kid who could be your neighbor or my neighbor. And he's on a corner somewhere around in Chicago with about 10 or 20 bags of it that he's selling. And he gets caught in the wrong area. And next thing you know, he is gone up the creek for many, 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 many years. That's sad. So don't let your child get caught in there. Get them into something. If you get them into something around positive individuals, it's going to make a difference. Don't believe, it won't make any difference. Don't be like that. Have some love. Show your children and grandchildren and your nephews and nieces some love. And you'll be better off for it. You'll feel better about yourself, and they'll feel better about themselves. Now listen, I'm going to hit on one thing here before we go. We have a free drumming program, and some of you know about this program, and I don't know why you haven't been attending it, because it's free, and not only that, but you get a chance to get your child into something. I'm going to show this to you. You see this right here. Now you better take our number down 773-891-1875. It's on there if you can read that on there. If not, call the station here. But you can see that this is our free drumming program, and you can learn how to play the drums every Saturday from 10:30 to 12. Actually, we stop at 12 now. It's a 90-minute program, so it's a free program. We don't even have a registration fee for it. It's absolutely and totally free. Now, you got to get yourself up and get over here, okay? And get those kids out of the bed on Saturday morning and get up, put them in the car, in the van, on the bus or somewhere, and get over here with them so you can say that you've done your part in terms of trying to help out in terms of their raising. So we're going to look for you, and we want you to be very cognizant and aware of the fact that this is here for you. We are at 6353 South Cottage Grove, pardon me, and our phone number is 773-891-1875. So we're going to be looking for your call. Again, that's 773-891-1875. Okie dokie. All right, call somebody and let them know we're on the air, and then you yourself come back and see us on next week. And we look forward to being with you. And I'd like for you to have a very rest of this week, a very nice, peaceful week. And get up and get those kids out on Saturday, okay? All right, we'll see you. Take care.